Well, we're headed over to the body shop. We're going to get our estimate. So I get over here and I ask the lady, where's the body shop? And she's like, it's over there behind us. I was like, yeah. I said, is it in that building or that building? Oh, no, it's in a whole nother building. It's that building. You don't get out much, do you? No, she don't get out much. I got some beautiful trucks over here. I had a purple one over here yesterday that caught my eye from the road, but like these Pete's. Ooh, I like that. That purple one caught my eye from the road. That is gorgeous. So I got my estimate. Also had that thing fall off, so I'm gonna take all that off here shortly. So I'm busy live loading right now, so we'll just go over this. So the first thing we're gonna do is they're actually just gonna replace this side of the hood. The hood's like 3 separate pieces that glues together, which is nice. They're basically gonna take it apart at this seam and this seam, pop it off, and replace all of this. Gonna get a new headlight and half a bumper here. It'll probably happen here in a week or two. I have to wait for the swing hood to come in. That way we can swap the hood and I can just keep going, so I'm gonna have to lease that. I'm gonna have to lease half a bumper too, because I have to drop the hood. Was 29. I have to drop the hood and the bumper off with them, and then they'll do that. So let's go over the estimates. See if I can do this without this blowing out of my hand here. So we got 2-piece assembly painted. We're going to paint the left. There's no price on that yet. HUD assembly, repair left fender, $1472.64. Adhesive liner, got to get a liner for that. Yeah. See, we're going to replace the grill surround and the combination headlamp and the signal assembly. Wow, the headlight is expensive. The whole assembly is $1,255. Yeah, that's, or is that the grill surround? Grill surround. Yeah, the grill surround is $1,255 and the headlight assembly is $586. So I really wasn't too far off on that. Paint materials and all that. So I wasn't too far off here. Got body labor. We're gonna get 13.2 hours worth of labor for that. Paint labor, 7 hours for that. At $120 per hour. And the grand total with everything is $7,019.62. So yeah, that's that right there. Now here's the other kicker of it. I'm gonna have to kick in $1,000 myself for the insurance, and for all the stuff they didn't find and the stuff I've already fixed, like that inner structure. We're gonna talk probably another $1,500 to $2,000, and it's not gonna be $7,000. It'll be a little bit less. The other with just the replacing, everything was pretty much the same, except it was $66.14, and it was $400 cheaper. And truthfully, I'd rather have it replaced than repaired. Other than that, everything else stayed the same, whatnot. So we can figure that these are just estimates, and what'll end up happening with this is once it all gets repaired and the final bill is tallied out, then we'll know. But I'm figuring all in, I'm probably going to be around $9,000, which is stupid. Well, actually, which is fair, because it's a lot better than the last truck. Like I said, we had replaced the entire hood on the last truck, and that was like I told you, it was all in. It was a little over 14 and a half. So yeah, so I got to wait for the, like I said, the spare hood and the spare bumper to come in, and then we'll just go from there. So I'll just pick you up there, and then, because that'll be a couple of weeks, so we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Part of the reason that I'm doing it this way, waiting for a spare hood and not just dropping it off, is that the truck was, if I just drop the truck off, the truck's going to be down at least a week. And that's just unnecessary. The amount of revenue I'll lose compared to everything else isn't worth it. So even with the hood rental and all that, I'm still coming out way, way ahead. So, like I said a minute ago, we'll see you next week. Or two. So it's been about 4 weeks, and we finally got the call. What's taking so long is I've been waiting on the loaner hood, and there was 2 trucks ahead of me. So sometimes that just happens. They didn't have a hood at Kenworth. So tomorrow morning, we're gonna get that. But today we had some pretty good things happen. We ended up getting all new tires today, so that was nice. Full service, APU service. And we got a new windshield. Yes, we had to get a new windshield. The windshield that was in was only 6 weeks old, but we had an annual inspection today, so it wouldn't pass. So I spent the entire day, oh, and a new seat. Oh, I'm in love. I bought a brand new Legacy here. I sat down in it and I was like, okay, this changes everything. I'm a happier man now. So we'll have to finish out the restart. I've got quite literally 13 hours left on it, so we'll get that done and be up in Sioux Falls tomorrow morning. Get the loaner hood, so we'll see you tomorrow morning. So we're here, so let's get checked in and see what happens, and hopefully it's painless, but it won't be. Well, here it is. Need to clean off the side and put numbers there, but that's going to be my hood for a couple of days, probably about 2.5 to 3 weeks. So I'll get it all cleaned up. I've got to use some spray away and clean off the side and put some numbers on there. Let me get my truck number on there. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a bunch of these numbers that'll be easy to peel off. You just need to have your truck number, so we'll do that. And there it is. Yep. So it'll be a couple of weeks. I gotta wait. Until then, I'll just drive around looking like a Ryder truck and a Penske truck had a child. So I got told that. So yeah, we'll just finish this out hopefully, and here in a couple weeks, when we get back to this, I've been doing this video over the period of about 5-6 weeks now, and which explains for all the wardrobe changes. I'll have a final dollar amount of what this cost, and then we can wrap it up. This ain't no $500 repair, guys. This is what, 5 weeks ago when it had it, everybody's like, oh, that's $600 easy, that's this. No, this is pricey. This is why I keep telling you guys to watch yourselves. Get as many cameras as you had. I mean, 4 damn cameras on the truck, and I got nothing. And everybody keeps asking, you know, like I said, why did you do this? Why did you do that? I did all those things. You know, this, I'm only giving you the highlights here. There was nothing on that guy's truck to get. And by the time I was grabbing everything and getting ready to go and all that, he was already looping. You know, his DOT numbers were taped on a piece of paper on the door with magic marker. You can't read that in the dark. You can barely read it in the light. So, yeah. But we'll get back to you here in a couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll have some good news. So it's been a couple weeks. We're here at the Petro in Albert Lee, and getting ready to go get our hood. So we're getting ready to go here. I've got my breakfast. Let's get out of Albert Lee. Run by, wash the truck before we take it over there. I got an appointment for this afternoon, or around noonish. Took a whit. So it's been done for about 2 weeks now. Called the other day, I hadn't heard nothing, and I was like, when's this thing gonna be done? He says it's been done. I was like, well, that would have been nice to know. And there was just a breakdown of communication somewhere along the way. So, no harm, no foul. I was a little irritated about it because I've got an idea where the breakdown might have occurred, but no, well. So we gotta get out of Albert Lee here and get back towards Sioux Falls, get this thing washed, and then get the hood, and then I think I'll be glad when this is finally over.
I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic, just a product of a system where you're lucky just to make a dollar. That ain't gonna stop me cause my grind's contagious. I'll do what it takes to turn passion to paychecks. And if I go down, I'ma do it on my terms. And every single problem brings a lesson that I learned. The darkest nights, when things seem so broken, it's hard to shine, but I still try. I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight.
So we're here, and things are happening. They've got the hood off. So, yeah, there's my bumper. Yes, things are happening. Didn't record anything this morning because, well, it was dark, but we made it here successfully. So let's see what's happening over here. Well, I lost a nut cover. There it goes in the shop. I was hoping to be able to watch him put the hood on, but probably not. That one's gonna be nice. So I'll stay out of their hair, letting them get a few things done. It'd be about maybe another hour or so. We'll get the truck, we'll go over it, and we'll talk about the bill. I was eyeballing a Peterbilt down here at the end of the lot. Let's go look at it real quick while we're waiting. Now I was looking at both of these W9s earlier. That one on the right there, I really like. It's just too long for what I do, and it's got the drop axle in it. Got the same wheelbase as this truck. It's got a studio sleeper on it, but it's a 2025, and this is also a 25. This one has the studio sleeper, and this one's the short sleeper here, but they're literally the same length. That one's just set up for, it's probably either going to be hauling grain or bulls. It's probably the same thing, but I had guys that had these and they're just too heavy. The studio sleeper trucks, these W9s like this, are just too heavy for what we do. Well, for what I do. And so it just caused a lot of problems with the guys that had them. But I was looking at this one, and this is a 2019. It's pretty nice Pete 2019, but it's got 484,000 on it. I can't really get in on that side. 13 speed, 325s. It's a highway truck. Both stacks are hooked up, so that's a plus. Although it looks like something's leaking. This truck hasn't moved in, well, since the last time I was here. But it's a 280-inch wheelbase truck too, and there's just a lot of room here. Put an APU on that side and a box, but it just, for me, it's just too long. But that's just my personal druthers. The inside is kind of where I lose it. It's cheap. I like the rubber floors. Passenger driver's seat's been replaced, but it was replaced with a cheap one. Just completely stripped basic interior, honestly. I'm glad there's not smell-o-vision. This is the kind of truck you cram a driver in who screams about wanting to drive a hood and doesn't care about making money. 450 horse, all that. It's a truck with potential, but not a lot of promise. Yeah, you'd make money in it, but I'd basically be doing a lateral move with what I got now, and that's a lot of money to look fashionable. So let me get back to the truck and the thing at hand, and I will catch up with you guys on our way back out of here when we go back to the truck stop. They got F-16s here. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by the National Guard. Sweet. We'll just catch up with you guys back at the truck stop. I'm sitting here looking over the repair job, and well, I found this. That thing is leaking. So, yeah, well, it's kind of out of air right now, which means the truck's out of air. They really didn't bother to clean anything, despite the fact I brought it in clean. But You see that's where they cut it out. It burned up a little bit, but they did a decent job. They tore the hell out of my license plate, taking it off and putting it on. I don't know why. It didn't do anything to them. That's it's been a couple weeks. Finally got the invoice on what all this cost, and it was pricey. Had to come out the garage to look for something. I'm always looking for something. I got the projects just stacking up, that one, and that's still, well, it runs. Might be getting another one here soon. But, all right, so what did it cost? Well, total labor, $2,400. Total parts, $3,314.21. So, yeah, I mean, it's expensive. So as you see, we had to get the headlamp assembly, the hood skin, paint the bumpers, just all that here. Yep, and that's kind of what it come down to. Wheel nuts. Well, they didn't take the wheels off, so hey, all right. Yeah. So what did this actually all cost me? So on top of the what did I say, $7,698.60, I am responsible for another $1,000 for the deductible. Not only that, I had to put another $600 into it just to get it running again because there was parts falling off. I had to put a new inner structure in there to keep from damaging anything else. Had to do that. I lost, thankfully I didn't lose too much time, but I figure the time I lost was about, it was potential earnings, about $1,000. So, if you add all that in there, it's pretty much what I said, it's about $9,000. That's what a hit and run will cost. Oh, and a new camera. That was a couple $100. Working with safety right now. We're gonna try to figure out how to make these smart drive cameras stay running, at least on a timer when the truck is off. When the key's off, it's like they just shut off. So I don't even know what to make of that. Cop drove by. Had to hide my things and stuff. No, so that's pretty much what it cost. The smart drive cameras, that was don't get me wrong, they're great while the truck's running, but there's got to be something we can do to make these things work when the truck is off, because it seems like the guys get in accidents all the time on the road. That's fine. You run over things, you get hit deer, stuff like that. But the majority of these accidents are happening in parking lots. The trucks are turned off. Half of these trucks all have, they don't idle, they have APUs. A lot of these companies are putting shut-offs, so they can't idle. And so we got to figure out something to do there. Got to get some coffee. Went to the Asian store, found this stuff here. It's coffee and chicory. It's funny that at an Oriental market, it would be there would be a French coffee, but for all of you history buffs out there, the French were very involved in Indochina till they were finally run out in 1954 with the defeat of the French in Dien Bien Phu in Vietnam, and French's Indochina reign was over. Not French's, that's the mustard. France's. Anyhow, it's still really good coffee. So, with this, I guess that concludes the repair. This took 2.5 months. It took a long time. And when I had to get the hood put on the old red truck, that was why I That was why I had a new hood put on instead of fixing the old one. When things like this happen, you need to have a plan. And luckily the truck wasn't too screwed up and I could get the plan put together. But a plan nonetheless. I need to figure out what was going to be the most economical way for me to get this fixed without costing me money. Now, here's the thing. I could have brought the truck into the body shop. It would have taken them 3, 4, maybe 5 days. I would have been off work a week. Now, that would have been a big deal if I lived up there where the truck was getting fixed. I just take my time off. When my time off, scheduled it in, we're done. We're golden. Get it fixed, I'm out. But the fact of the matter is that wasn't an option. So I had to schedule. And I got a loaner hood. Now, here's the neat thing. He didn't have a loaner hood available there at Kenworth. That's what took a month because, well, I had to wait for the company loaner hood to come back. But he said he could cobble me together something, and I believe him. There was enough busted up hoods out there, he could have put something together pretty easily. But that being said, it's just the sheer time alone is worth trying to find alternative things and having a plan. Part of what took so long, like I said, was waiting on the hood. But then the hood was fixed in a couple of weeks, but nobody bothered to return an email or make a phone call. Or there was a communication breakdown there, so that ended up being a month, 5 weeks. And then, of course, I had to go reschedule it back in for when I was going to be up there. That's why that took an extra week on top of that. And now, a week and a half, 2 weeks later, we're finally done. And we're still not done. I'm still waiting on the decals and things of that nature. So, these things happen, and I guess now that it's fixed, we just keep moving on, and it's going to happen to anybody and everybody eventually. So, yep, it's going to happen. The important thing is just relax and just roll with it, because hopefully you get the guy that does it. And hopefully you're not the guy who does it. So, all right, well, hood's fixed and waiting on decals, and I guess that's it. So, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Y'all be safe out there. We'll see you next video.